Folks, welcome back to the road to 105 kilograms. Thank you again for joining us this week. This week's slightly slower of a session. It's been a long week for me. I've just got back from a weekend trip away with the boys, saying bye to a really dear friend of mine and mentor. So I'll be honest, it's not as long as it maybe should be. We've used a couple of weeks training. You'll see why, but we've used like 2 weeks training to go, cut it in half and just used both of those for this weekend and next week's training. Got a bunch of footage from the weekend away though, so we'll have that next week, which will be really exciting. But let's jump straight into the training part of the video. So me and Mikel again, he's straight into the rounds. 9 rounds of 1 minute 45. I take this serious kick here, and honestly, this is crippling. My ribs are still recovering from this. Like, I probably should have tapped out and said I'm done here and really kind of just left. And not continue with the rounds, but honestly, I cut this slightly short because I spend a while here just kind of catching my breath again and really putting myself together. As you can see, I'm in agony. I wanted to call it here, but I was like, mentally, I was like, I need to push on. This is round 1 of 9 that we agreed on. So we take a bit of a rest. I've cut a bit out, as you'll see, it'll skip here, and then we jump into the next round. So I'm in bits at this point. I'm like, we just need to get through these rounds and then we'll stop, take a second, and then we'll go back into it. So I'm just focusing on kind of keeping my hands up, as we spoke about a couple of weeks ago, keeping my hands up and then fighting into him and not just walking backwards all the time. These rounds are really heavy. They're not light rounds. I've eaten a lot of damaging shots so far. But coming in, I land a nice teep there, and that kind of spikes my confidence a bit, and I'm kind of feeling myself. So, well, it's the end of the round, he just unleashes this barrel of punches, and I slightly walk back and just kind of roll into them. But that's just because of the end of the round. But my confidence is feeling better after landing that teep. I'm now at the point where I'm like, right, okay, we can make it through. I'm sore, but I know we can make it through these rounds and feel really good afterwards. To put some pretext to these, we normally do 6 1.5 minute rounds. In this session, we did 9 1 minute 45 rounds, and that's because we were in negotiations about what we were going to do, and we were like 6. Well, I said out because we just done a whole session. So I was like 3, he was like 9. I was like, okay, I'll meet you in the middle at 6. And if we're doing 6, we're doing 1 minute 45. We're adding 15 seconds on. And I was like, yeah, okay. And then he was like, we'll see if we'll do 9. And then I turned around blatantly and just said, just call me a bitch if we don't do 9, we're doing 9. So then I got scammed into doing 1 minute 45 rounds and 9 of them. Anyway, back to actually looking at the video here. So I'm just focusing on actually putting shots that are going to hit. We've spoke about this frequently over the last couple of weeks of me just throwing shots into midair. Like, they're not going to hit. So every time I'm trying to punch him now, I'm trying to land the shot. So you can see me taking my time, keeping my hands up and taking my time. Obviously, I'm a wee bit tired here. My ribs are sore, but my focus is to not just throw dead shots and waste energy. We've got 9 rounds ahead. Well, probably at this point, we've got 6 rounds ahead of us. And I don't want to get lost in the feeling of we get to round 6 and I'm like, just absolutely have no gas left. So I'm trying to be a lot more controlled, and I'm trying to take the fight and pace the fight myself. I don't want Mikel to be pacing the fight. I want to pace the fight. So just coming to the end of this round here, nice kick exchanges, some punching exchanges, and I'm really happy with myself. I feel like there is development at the moment. It's not just kind of stagnation. We've got some progression, and I'm really happy where we're going. So coming into the 4th round now, I think. This is where Mikel turns it up a little bit. I know I said I've taken some nasty body shots already, but his intensity just increased. Not his power, just his intensity. So I'm having to be a lot more on my guard here. But still, throwing punches to hit. There, my hands dropped. He's caught my kick. We go into this clinch, and then we pop out, and we both hook each other and both land, and it was so good. I was like, excellent, we both hit. Because the last thing I want is to come out of those exchanges and feel like I'm down. So again, another spike in positivity. I'm feeling great. We've come out of the clinch, we both hit each other, and we're back into it. At this point, I think I'm feeling quite nice. Oh, you just see me take a head kick. That's just classic. You know, Taekwondo guy versus me, I'm always just unfortunately going to eat those head kicks until I learn to keep my hands properly up. Here, coming into the 5th round now, I think it is. Starting to get tired, but again, I'm like, keep the punches up, and we'll keep the hands up, and we'll continue blocking. You can see, obviously, I'm bobbing and weaving a little bit. So we were chatting before the session, and basically, Mikel's on about maybe doing some boxing fights. So I was like, right, we'll just push a bit more boxing. Obviously, we put the shin guards on, and I was like, okay, we're still doing Thai, we're still doing kind of that more kickboxing, Thai fighting with legs as well. But I did say, well, we'll fucking do a wee bit of box as well. I'll roll and stuff. Because obviously, normally in Thai, you don't roll. Because if you roll down, you'll just eat a knee and your lights out. So I was having a bit of laugh and like fake rolling and stuff because I thought it was funny. There, I throw that backhand. He just slips it perfectly. Goes straight over his shoulder. If he didn't slip, unfortunately, obviously, sorry. He's a very talented guy. If he didn't, I would have clonked him in the nose. But that's all if, buts, and maybes. Coming into the final round for this week, because we've cut this session in half just because it's so long. This is a shorter one. I think I take a nasty hit and I'm just like, or I'm just short on the round. I'm like, I'm done because my ribs are in bits still, but I'm just pushing through, grating through the pain. Very happy. Again, catch his kick there and then just push him away. When he disengaged, I tried to hit him, but I just failed it a wee bit. Again, intensity for him still very high. As it always is, just because he's a fit guy. I think this is about where we wrap up. Yeah. Eat that body kick and then we call it there. So very happy with overall session. Obviously this is only half fit, so we'll see the next half in next week's video along with the stuff from this weekend. But yeah, really good session. I was very happy with the first half. The second half I've become a bit more tired and a bit more First half really happy with watching that back. Smiles all around, landing that teep and then that exchange afterwards where we both hook each other. Really happy. Anyway, back to the business. Folks, so thank you for joining me this week. A little bit of change of scenery on the kind of different side of the house. But thanks for joining us this session. I know it was a bit shorter than normal. And being very honest, next week I'm in Germany with the boys again. So I'll be honest, I'll try my best to get a video out next week, but I can't promise anything. Things just move around and change, so likely I'll struggle to get one out. But then following week, back to normal schedule of every Monday. But you'll have 2 really exciting videos. Obviously this week with the boys and the out camping and the outdoor stuff, and the following week will be the car trip. So anyway, thank you for joining. Remember, stay sturdy, be grateful for everything, and enjoy the little things. We'll catch you in the next video. Drop us a like and subscribe. Maybe a follow, who knows? And maybe a wee comment. We'll catch you next week.